Hi, I'm Martin Smith and welcome to cycle number 2 from Parasource Marketing and Distribution. Today we'll be doing the focus feature titles releasing this summer, into the fall, and in some cases right through to December. We'll be doing this in segments, otherwise the files will be too large. In the e-blast you should receive a link that will take you to the flip book so you can follow along. As well, you can find that on our Parasource B2B site. As well, you should receive a link to the order form so you can fill in your order. I'll be pointing out the specials as we go along. The order form can also be found on the B2B site. I do apologize in advance if it looks like I'm not looking right at you because the computer is just to the right of the camera. All right, let's begin by looking at the fiction and non-fiction titles from Baker Publishing. Let's begin with our very first novel. It comes from Jamie Jo Wright. The Haunting at Bonaventure's Circus is a standalone title releasing in September. She is one of our fastest-selling new authors, best known for her dual-time suspense. She's an award-winning author, and I think this cover is absolutely fabulous. It's going to jump off the shelf. It's one of our guaranteed reads, which means we have an extra discount if you order 4 or more units. There is an 11 by 17 poster and a large shelf talker that are available free of charge. Up next, we have a brand new novel from Beverly Lewis. It as well is a standalone book. The Stone Wall is releasing in September. It's available in a regular paperback, a hardcover, and a large print as well. Rosanna M. White's new novel is called A Portrait of Loyalty. It's number 3 in the Codebreakers series. It's a mix of espionage and romance and features a dashing Russian who has no choice but to defect to England. And as I said, that will release in September. Coming in October is a new novel from Rachel Dillon. This is number 2 in her series, The Capital Intrigue. The book's called Backlash, and she is an award-winning suspense author as well. Coming in October is The Kissing Tree, a 4-in-1 featuring Karen Whittemire, Regina Jennings, Amanda Dykes, and Nicole Deese. The 4 novellas span from the mid-1800s to modern day. A new author for us, Katie Powner, has The Sewing Season coming in October. It's ideal for fans of Charles Martin or Dale Kramer. It's a warm-hearted story of a grumpy retired farmer who's forced to reevaluate his life, a tale of family and faith. Canadian author Susan Ann Mason launches a brand new series in October with A Haven for Her Heart. It's number 1 in the Redemption's Late series. It takes place in Toronto in the late 1930s. This is a guaranteed read title, so we have an extra discount for 4 or more units. Angela Hunt has number 2 in her 4-part series, Jerusalem Road, with the Shepherd's Wife. We don't get a lot of biblical fiction that focuses on the New Testament, and Angela Hunt is one of our top sellers. This is releasing in October. Tracy Peterson wraps up the Willamette Bride series in October with Forever by Your Side. Strong spiritual themes in this light mystery romance title from Tracy Peterson. Mary Keneally finishes her Brides of Hope Mountain series with her Secret Song. This releases in October. It's a great combination of romance and riveting adventure. The other titles in the series include Aiming for Love and A Woman of Sunlight. Jen Toronto has a new series, The Bleecker Street Inquiry Agency, historical romance with a dash of humor. The main character is a former street thief who faces a dilemma while living in a boarding house when a fellow resident is accused of being a thief. To Steal a Heart releases in November. Ronnie Kendig concludes her Book of War series with Soul Raging. That is coming in November. This is military suspense. It's a fast-moving thriller, real page-turner, and we've seen a steady increase in Ronnie's sales. Elizabeth Musser has a standalone novel with The Promised Land, a very powerful story about mental illness and forgiveness. Fans of Sharon Garlow Brown will enjoy this new November release. Sarah Loudon Thomas has a standalone title releasing in November called The Right Kind of Fool. A young deaf boy uncovers a murder mystery, and his best chance of safety is with his absent father. Fans of Lisa Wingate and Wiley Cash will enjoy this new book. Our next guaranteed reads title is Things We Didn't Say. This is the debut novel from Amy Lynn Green. Creative and engaging, it is set in rural Minnesota in 1944. This is written in the form of letters and will appeal to fans of the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. You'll receive extra discount if you order 4 or more units, and this is coming in November. Our December book of the month is Julie Clausen's A Castaway in Cornwall, another fantastic cover. Order 10 units or more and receive 52%, 15 or more units and receive 54% discount. This will be a hot title for Christmas, and it should hit your shelves in late November. Connellan Cosset is releasing book 1 in a 2-book series with To Dwell Among Cedars. This is biblical fiction from the Christie Award-winning author and will be on shelves by early December. Another debut novel from Ashley Clark, The Dress Shop on King Street. This will appeal to fans of Aaron Bartles and Lauren K. Denton. This is a dual-time romance set in the South and coming out for December 1st. Regina Jennings will release book 1 of her new The Joplin Chronicles series in December with Courting Misfortune, lighthearted romance set in Missouri in the late 1800s. Jennings has won the National Reader's Choice Award for historical fiction. Our first Revell fiction title is 9 by Rochelle Decker. This will be our October book of the month. Order 8 units and receive 52%. Order 15 or more units and receive 54% discount. Fans of her dad, Ted Decker, and Stephen James will enjoy her brand of heart-pounding suspense. She is a Christie Award-winning writer, and this is a standalone book. And speaking of Ted and Rochelle Decker, their book, The Girl Behind the Red Rope, will move to paperback in the U.S., and will have a new ISBN for this title in September. Jane Kirkpatrick will release a standalone title with Something Worth Doing. This is set in Oregon in 1853, and as with many of Jane's books, it is a blend of fact and fiction with great research and a real window into the era. Jane is an award winner with an armful of awards, including the Will Rogers Gold Medallion Award. Melody Carlson has The Christmas Swap coming in September. We tend to sell out of Christmas novels very early, so be sure to order lots of stock. Another heartwarming family story from an author that has sold over 7 million books. Terry Ferris has book number 2 in the Restoring Heritage series with Until I Met You. If you didn't carry book number 1, You Belong With Me, you may want to bring that in as we had some impressive sell-through. Coming in September, this will appeal to fans of Karen Kingsbury. It is one of our guaranteed read titles, so there's an extra discount on an order of 4 or more units. Another guaranteed read title is the debut novel of Amanda Cox. The Edge of Belonging will appeal to fans of Lauren Denton. A treasure hunt into the past reveals a tender story of finding family. And as I said, it's a guaranteed reads title, so 4 or more units and you receive an extra discount. Our November book of the month is from bestseller Irene Hannon. What a great cover. Point of Danger is our October release. This is a brand new series. 10 units gets you 52% discount, 15 or more units, and you'll receive 54% discount. This will be featured both in our fall and Christmas catalogs. Susan May Warren releases The Price of Valor in October. This is the conclusion of the Global Search and Rescue series. She is a winner of a Rita Award and multiple Christie Awards. Betsy Sayamont is a contemporary fiction author, and her new standalone title is The Key to Love. She has sold nearly 400,000 books, and fans of Melody Carlson or Becky Wade will enjoy this October release. Brian Lifton releases The Conqueror, book number 1 in the Constantine Empire. Brian is a theologian and scholar, and the novel takes place in 312 AD. Jan Drexler concludes the Amish of Weaver Creek series with Softly Blows the Bugle in October. This is for fans of Jeanette Oak or Beverly Lewis. Regina Scott has Nothing Short of Wondrous. This involves the early history of national parks and is number 2 in this series. She has sold over 1 million books. Nothing Short of Wondrous takes place in Yellowstone National Park. Our next guaranteed reads title is The Love Note from Joanna Davidson Politano. Her previous standalone titles have been very strong sellers for us. A fabulous cover and the story of lost love letters that reveal family secrets. And remember, with guaranteed reads, order 4 or more and receive extra discount. Just a few more fiction titles, but all good ones. Davis Bunn has sold over 8 million books, and his latest in November will be Burden of Proof. A world of intrigue and, as always, engaging writing from the Christie Hall of Fame author. Lisa Harris has a new series arriving for November with The Escape, part of the U.S. Marshals series. High-intensity, action-packed romantic suspense. And finally, don't overlook this one, the repack of 3 earlier Lynette Eason novels, all releasing in November. Lynette has become a best-selling author since the original release of these novels, and new fans will be looking for them. These will be great Christmas gifts. And that is the Baker Fiction Titles. On to nonfiction. Our first Baker nonfiction title is World Changers from Greg Laurie. Greg's previous book, Jesus Revolution, is being made into a film to release in 2021. So a lot of people will be talking about Greg Laurie. The new book is available in ITPE, World Changers. One of our Baker Spotlights is Keeping Christmas from Allison Pittman. Advent Reflections on a Christmas Carol. Order 5 or more units and receive 52% discount. 8 or more units and receive 54% discount. The Negativity Remedy by Nicole J. Phillips will help readers unlock joy in their lives, less stress, and better relationships through kindness. It releases in September. Start Where You Are is a September release. How God meets you in your mess, loves you through it, and leads you out of it. The author, Rashawn Copeland, has a huge social media following. I'm really looking forward to this one, The Mr. Rogers Effect, coming in September. 7 secrets to bring out the best in yourself and others through everyone's favorite neighbor, Mr. Rogers. How can your church find, train, and keep volunteers who make a difference? Jason Young and Jonathan Melm explore this topic with The Volunteer Effect. Michael Youssef has sold over 2 million books, and his latest will be Treasure That Lasts. The book includes group and individual reflection questions. Discover what really matters with Treasures That Last. Kids Off the Block is a dynamic testimony and biography of one woman's quest to reach youth. Diane Latiker was named one of CNN's top 10 heroes and has appeared in Time Magazine, USA Today, and on NPR. A compelling story of how to change lives for at-risk teens. Our next Baker Spotlight title is going to be a bestseller. Praying Girls Devotional by Sheila Walsh is coming in September. 60 days to help girls shape their hearts and grow their faith through prayer. 8 units gets you 52% discount. 12 or more units and you receive 54% discount. This will be a perennial bestseller, so be sure to order lots. 2 books for your pastors looking for accessible resources: Gospel-Centered Marriage Counseling and Gospel-Centered Family Counseling, available in mid-September. How do you handle controversial topics in the church? Challenging Conversations offers advice to handle these situations with truth and love. This will be promoted heavily through Summit Ministries and is coming in September. Rest Now helps readers set boundaries, say no, and seize joy. 7 ways to experience rest. Kelly Ballery has been featured on the Today Show and the 700 Club. Another of our Baker Spotlights is the 10 Best Decisions a Single Mom Can Make, an easy-to-read guide with strong biblical principles to help single moms navigate family life. Order 5 or more units and receive 52% discount. Order 8 or more units and receive 54% discount. We will have a devotional in October for the book I Still Do by Dave Harvey, a great resource for those looking for a 31-day devotional to enhance their marriage. Your message matters. How do you rise above the noise and get paid for what you know? Jonathan Milligan lays out a roadmap to transform your passion into your platform. In the area of leadership books, 7 Perspectives of Effective Leadership by Daniel Harkavy releases in October. We do have an ITPE available for this for $18.49 retail. His last book, Living Forward, was a USA Today and Wall Street Journal bestseller. A Christian Guide to Evidence for the Bible brings out 101 biblical facts that are both fascinating and verified by historical records. This is designed for the everyday reader and not geared for the academic market. It is one of our Baker Spotlights. Order 3 or more units for this and receive 54% discount. We have a couple of books now moving to paperback. Beginner's Pluck was only available in hardcover and sold very well in hardcover in the U.S., so I would recommend bringing it in paperback in October. Ruth Graham's Forgiving My Father, Forgiving Myself was an ITPE in Canada, so we have a new ISBN for the U.S. paperback in October. Future Church delves into disciple-making in churches. The author draws on his 20 years' experience helping churches move forward in growth, not just in numbers, but in spiritual maturity. Future Church is available in November. Andrew Brunson's God's Hostage is now coming out in paperback. This was a strong seller in hardcover in the U.S., so I would recommend bringing this one in. It releases in November, a compelling story that was featured on most major news networks. The Generosity Secret provides a proven strategy to break free from the financial stress that's keeping you from pursuing your passions and living a joy-filled life. This systematic approach to handling money in a God-honoring way guides you step by step away from a life of financial strain. TechWise Life is the follow-up to the solid seller, The TechWise Family. Written by Andy Crouch and his daughter Amy, it's a great resource for parents and high school and college students. The 40-day social media fast challenges readers to exchange online distractions for real-life devotion. Wendy Speak was a bestseller with the 40-day sugar fast. This new release for December 1st is ideal to start the calendar year or for Lent. A Greater Story by Sam Collier is back at our cycle. We had previously sold it in, and its release date is in August. It is Sam's personal story of abandonment, sacrifice, and rescue. Sam is a pastor with North Point Ministries. Another one of our spotlights is Dr. Carolyn Leith's newest book, 101 Ways to Be Less Stressed. Her books have all been solid sellers, and this latest book will focus on our mental health in reducing stress in our lives. It will release for the 1st of December. Order 8 or more units, 52% discount, or 12 or more units for 54%. Questions Volunteers Are Afraid to Ask is a great tool for those who work with volunteers in the church. Just $7.49. This is a great handout tool for prospective volunteers in any organization. And we have a workbook for Thinking Like a Boss, which has been on several bestsellers lists. This is a 12-week workbook helping readers to overcome the limiting beliefs that hold you back from your full potential in business. Holly Girth has our next spotlight title, The Powerful Purpose of Introverts. Would it surprise you to know that Max Lucado, C.S. Lewis, Meryl Streep, Abraham Lincoln, and many other public faces were in fact introverts? This book explores why the world needs introverts and how important they are to a well-rounded faith community. Order 8 units and receive 52% discount, 12 or more and receive 54% discount. She Walked Before Us is from Jill Eileen Smith. Not only is Jill a best-selling fiction author, her extensive research for biblical fiction titles has allowed her to understand the lives of Ruth, Hannah, Abigail, and 9 other impactful women of the Bible. This non-fiction title will be a favorite this fall. Callie Smith Grant's feel-good animal story collections have sold over 270,000 copies. Her latest is Second Chance Cats, which is coming in September. More than 30 heartwarming true stories about the special bond between humans and cats. From a single wide trailer in the mountains of West Virginia to the halls of Yale Law School, Mary Morant's story is one of remembering our roots while turning our faces to heaven. Dirt, available in an ITPE, is more than just a biography, it's a guide to overcoming. It will appeal to readers of 1,000 Gifts and The Glass Castle. It is one of our spotlights. You'll receive 52% discount on 5 units, or on 8 or more units, 54% discount. Thanks for the Monogram, revised and updated edition. Humor, hope, and advice for women when they need it most is releasing in September. Character Carved in Stone is now in paper. Compelling insights and stories unpack 12 core virtues that lead to a well-lived life and business success. A great book for dads and for men in your life. The Master Plan of Discipleship is a repack coming in September. It has sold over 3 million copies. The author served as the dean of the Billy Graham International School of Evangelism. 2 more repacked classics are coming. Corrie ten Boom's Each New Day and Secure in the Everlasting Arms by Elizabeth Elliot. Both are coming in October and will make great Christmas gifts. The Gathering Table is another one of our spotlights. Releasing in October, this will be a much-needed book, bringing life to living, feasting, and family. Order 3 or more for a 54% discount. The Best Medicine offers tales of humor and hope from a small-town doctor. Walt Larrimore is the former vice president at Focus on the Family and host of Focus on the Family's health radio program. Up next is The Loneliness Solution, finding meaningful connection in a disconnected world. Studies show that loneliness is a tangible health issue, and this book addresses solutions for creating community. It's coming in October. Take Heart features 100 devotions from the Encourage Writers team, including Holly Girth, Kristen Strong, Renee Swoop, and others. 365 Ways to Love Your Child encourages parents to show kids every day how they are loved by their parents and by God. It offers simple but meaningful gestures and activities that busy parents can use. 3 more repacks releasing in November. The 101 Most Important Events in Christian History. From Nero's burning of Rome to Martin Luther's posting of the 95 Theses to Billy Graham's Crusades, the history of Christianity is a story filled with difficulty, daring, and devotion. Becoming Your Spouse's Better Half by Rick Johnson shows why differences can make a marriage stronger. And Believe You Can by John Mason unlocks your potential with the power of positivity. 3 books moving to mass market this fall, including Dealing with the Elephant in the Room, How to Handle Difficult Conversations with Kindness and Confidence, Becoming a Prayer Warrior, How to Let Prayer Be Your Weapon, and Managing Your Emotions for a Healthier Life, Spiritual Guidance for a Happier, More Fulfilled Life. Coming in August is Help, I Work with People. This is for millennials and the Gen Z generation. It's a handbook on how to connect with people and influence them for good. Our next spotlight is Prevail by Susie Larson, a beautiful gift book with 365 days of inspiration to reaffirm God's very real presence. Order 5 units for 52% discount or 8 or more units for 54% discount. This is followed by another spotlight with Home Made Lovely, a step-by-step guide to creating the home you've always wanted and one that reflects peace with God. Order 3 or more units for 54% discount. 12 Bible studies for small groups are all-inclusive studies featuring icebreakers, scripture, study questions, and closing prayers. This will make leading a small group easier. God With Us is a 365-day devotional from classic Reformed theologians, authors, and pastors, including Jonathan Edwards, John Calvin, Charles Spurgeon, Martin Luther, John Owen, and many more. It's a must-have book for the Christmas season. Singer-songwriter Jamie Grace offers Finding Quiet. This is available in an ITPE. The Dove Award-winning and Grammy-nominated singer speaks about living with anxiety, including Tourette syndrome, OCD, and ADHD. Walk, Run, Soar is a 52-week devotional for runners to strengthen their faith and boost their fitness. Searching for Certainty helps us to learn to respond in faith to anxious, uncertain times. Releasing in October, the book blends beautiful storytelling and practical helps to grow spiritually during difficult circumstances. The foreword is by Emily Freeman. Also coming in October is our next spotlight, Reach Out, Gather In. This popular author inspires women to take a 40-day hospitality journey. Order 5 or more for 52% discount or 8 or more for 54% discount. Another re-release, Jesus Freaks by DC Talk. We have a new look for this modern-day martyrs book. It's sold over 1.5 million books. It's revised and updated with 35% new content. Coming in November is the Bible Recap. Understand the whole Bible with this one-year reading companion. The Bible Recap podcast attracts more than 65,000 listeners each day. Our first title from Chosen Books is The Nation's Rage. The author shows how anti-Christian sentiment in the world connects to biblical prophecy and the return of Jesus. Rekindle the Altar Fire by Chuck Pierce offers an insightful, challenging, and inspirational how-to manual for repairing, rebuilding, and restoring our heart altar so that the Holy Spirit can reignite his lasting fire in us. Jesus at the Door. This is actually 2 releases coming in September. It's a field guide and separately a leader's guide. Both help readers present an easy, effective way to share the gospel. Spiritual Intelligence, The Art of Thinking Like God, is our final spotlight for Baker. The author is a constant bestseller. He's the Senior Associate Leader at Bethel Church. We do have an ITPE on this title. Order 8 or more for 52% discount, or 12 or more for 54% discount. It is an October release. Fueled by Fire empowers women to lead a spirit-filled life. The author has been featured as a life coach on shows on NBC, ABC, and Fox TV. Raising Spirit-Led Kids, a proven guide to cultivating your children's spiritual gifts. Bill Johnson will be doing the foreword for this book. Combat Prayers to Crush the Enemy by John Ramirez. It's an attractive, powerful book of prayers for waging war against the enemy, and it's available in a leather touch cover. How to Forgive When It Feels Impossible is a life-transforming teaching in a small, inexpensive format, just $9.95 Canadian. The End of the Christian Life from Parasource Press offers a personal yet theological account of how we should face our own mortality and limitations. The Enneagram for Spiritual Formation helps readers understand the difference between identity and personality as applied to the Christian life and faith formation. Redeeming Power helps us understand the difference between authority and abuse in the church. The book speaks to the current Me Too and Church Too movements. Looking forward to this release, Jesus the Great Philosopher. It examines the Bible's teachings with an eye towards timeless questions and contemporary application. From Baker Academic, Bavinck is a biography of Dutch Calvinist and theologian Herman Bavinck. Models of Evangelism offers an engaging, well-researched presentation and analysis of 8 models of evangelism. The Need for Creeds Today, this brief, accessible invitation to the historic creeds and confessions, makes a biblical and historical case for their necessity today. And our final book for Baker, Work and Worship. The gap between work and worship has a devastating effect on the health, vibrancy, and effectiveness of both our labor and our liturgy. An important book on finding the balance. And there you have the focus feature titles for Baker Publishing for cycle number 2. You can find the flip book for cycle number 2 on the B2B site, along with the order form for the product. You'll see separate links for the other publishers coming very soon. If you have any questions about any of the titles releasing in cycle number 2, you can call us at 1-800-263-2664, or you can email me at martin.smith@parasource.com. Thank you very much.